Ooh, ooh, ooh. Giving Chattanooga a voice. It's Cindy's choice.
Yes, it's Cindy's choice to celebrate and collaborate our community. Cindy here on Talk Radio 102.3 FM, the Talk Monster. Thank you for joining me this evening. You may have tuned in at WGOW.com. You can go there, cindydeering.com. There's a link to WGOW.com, whichever is easier for you to remember. Also, TuneIn Radio. Download that app and you can listen anywhere, anytime on TuneIn Radio. And of course, we are coming to you via Zoom, practicing our social distancing. So I am recording this session and I'll share that on our social media. So thank you wherever you tuned in. I really appreciate you tuning in, and I really appreciate the support and the encouragement. I'm going to talk a little bit about that this evening as I share more about the Cindy's Choice Select Services, the integrity-centric businesses that really care about the community. They want to contribute through collaboration. They honor me by trusting me to manage that collaboration. It's pretty awesome. Just briefly, business owners, they have more on their plate than ever. These are tough times. I talk statistics all the time. They were bad before COVID. It's hard. It's hard to run a business. Over 85% of them do not make it over 5 years. Lots of challenges. And I've been that serial entrepreneur. I kept hitting that ceiling and I got some things figured out. Now, guess what? I'm breaking through that ceiling. And my mission is to help other small businesses break through as well, but in an authentic way. I was at a gathering not too long ago, a few weeks ago, and something got brought up about marketing. I think I was introducing my liaison, my community liaison, and they said, well, there's no authentic marketing. And my hand went straight up in the air, like, yes, right here, there is. It's authentic marketing. That's why it's Cindy's choice. It's not Cindy's list. It's not, it's a choice. And I have to honor that. And I have to be very careful about my choices. And we're very selective and very protective about what we're doing. And we want you to be able to trust what you find at Cindy's Choice. Imagine that you can trust something. I did a show a few weeks ago about how 90% of us, that's a lot. 90% of us, we just don't trust the internet. And it's hard to know what to trust these days. It all comes down to relationships. When I came to WGOW and I met Quake and the Cowboy, I trusted them immediately because I know those guys. I've been listening to them on the radio. It's so crazy, but you do. It's hard to be on the radio 5 days a week, 4 hours a day, and not be authentic. And it's hard for me. I share with you all the time. I cannot prepare for my show. I'm telling you, I start feeling irresponsible. Like, oh my gosh, I need to, have some guidelines. And I find myself, though, I'm worried about performing. And I'm like, that's not authentic. That's not real. I have to share what's fresh, what's on my heart, what is current with you, or I'm not being authentic. And I have quite a bit to share. I'm excited about a lot today. And the first thing I want to share is that I went to my first pro soccer game. Was it Friday evening? I think it was, or Saturday. I think it was Saturday evening. First pro soccer. It was the first opening game for the Red Wolves, the Chattanooga Red Wolves, our new pro soccer team. They're at the new stadium over there at Exit 1. So I was pretty excited. On the Friday show, I shared, I was pretty jazzed about this because I haven't been to a pro game in quite a while. And I come from a bigger metro, and I got to go to Dallas area. I was going to Stars games, Maverick games. And I don't even watch basketball on TV, but oh my goodness. A live basketball game is just incredible. A live hockey game. Oh my gosh. Seeing the way they skate up close and personal, the sound of the puck hitting the wall. There's just an energy and just competition itself. And of course, going to high school in Irving, Texas, and living in Dallas a long time, I'm a Cowboys fan. Been to plenty of Cowboys games. And now I've been to Braves games and things like the excitement of live sports, I absolutely love it. But, the just the excitement of live competition. And it's just so exciting. And I got to go to a pro soccer game right here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Y'all, I was pretty excited. I was pretty jazzed up, and I was not disappointed one bit. It was just awesome. And it was a lot of fun. I got to hang out over there in the press area, hanging out with. What was really funny is my first soccer game. I really didn't. I don't know much about the rules or anything, and I was just mainly focused on the action and kind of watching. And so Ben Bobek, Channel 3's hanging out over there. And I'm like, well, I can't wait to watch your spot on this later, so I'll know what happened, because I was still getting familiar with the sport. But oh my goodness, to watch them up close and personal like that was just incredible. And you guys, it was so much fun. And they won. They won their first game. It was awesome. I don't know if I say the coach's name right, Jimmy something with an O. But I mean, you could see his emotion and the emotion of the team. This was their first game. That can you imagine what it takes to get a new team pulled together like that, and everything it's probably taken them to get to that point, and for them to win like that. It's really awesome to share in that emotion and that experience. So I'm really going to enjoy following them and keeping up with them. And I want to thank them because they are a sponsor of the Cindy's Choice platform. So thank you very much for caring about community. And Bob Martino, that owns the Red Wolves, is investing considerably in our community. That stadium is only the beginning, you guys. There's condos and shopping and all sorts of things going up right there at Exit 1. And the awesome town of Eastridge. I'm officing in Eastridge now, right there nearby at Exit 1. Very excited about that. And hey, look them up, because there's a game Wednesday. And it's limited seating right now because of COVID. They do have to space out the seating. It's limited, but I urge you to take the opportunity to check that out as soon as you can. The next game is Wednesday, the 12th. So that's the Red Wolves. And, it gets me excited, and thinking about live sports is so inspiring. It's so motivating. And, I have the Outside with Cindy platform, and kind of on hiatus right now with that, taking a little break and just replaying some of the Cindy's Choice shows. As we start gathering again and more activities, we're going to pick that up again. But that's a lot of the reason that was my first platform on WGOW, was Outside with Cindy, because I love activity and I love encouraging people to get outside and get active. And it may start with getting outside and watching a pro soccer game and being outside and getting fresh air and getting inspired, and maybe getting out late next time and kicking a ball around yourself. It's, there's only 18% of us that are really active. And a good 45% are contemplating it, want to be more active. But it's the hardest part of anything's getting started. And that's a great way to get motivated, is go watch other activities and enjoy the outdoors and be inspired by those that are out there doing really cool things. But, it's what it takes to pull together a team. I mean, it's just incredible. You have to have strong leadership. What's involved, like strategies, the synergy between the team members, the individual skills and their performance, so much has to come together to have a successful team and win games. So it's so amazing to be a part of that. As a fan, you get to be a part of that, just like, you're being a part of what we're doing with Cindy's Choice by tuning in and supporting the select services at Cindy's Choice. And we're going to talk a little more about that when we get back here. We're going to have some insights from Cindy here on Cindy's Choice.
There are plenty of places to get information, but you won't get the Chattanooga connection nor the Chattanooga reaction. Accurate, timely news. Reaction from host 102.3 FM, The Talk Monster.
Chicken Salad Chick is Cindy's choice for a great catering option. There are 12 delicious recipes made fresh daily with plenty of amazing sides and desserts to choose from. Enjoy it by the scoop, in a croissant, or on toasted bread. How about a chicken salad or a pimento cheese BLT? And there are turkey sandwiches and soups as well. I'm Cindy, and my favorite is the cranberry Kelly. There is something for everyone at the 3 local locations. Go to chickensaladchickchattanooga.com. chickensaladchickchattanooga.com.
You don't have to sweat auto repair in Chattanooga. Just take it to S&S Auto Repair. Now open at their new location on Hickson Pike, S&S Auto Repair can service and repair your standard, electric, or hybrid vehicle. Stay cool with us. From AC repair to standard maintenance, transmissions, and more, S&S Auto Repair has been serving Chattanooga with top-quality automotive care since 2001. Stop in today or call and request an appointment. S&S Auto Repair, now open at 4606 Hickson Pike. 423-855-3436.
Hiring can be challenging, but ZipRecruiter makes it fast and easy. We talked to COO Dylan Miskowitz, who needed to hire a director of coffee for his company, Cafe Altura.
We would look through lots of applications for people who were not qualified. It definitely felt like we were looking for a needle in a haystack.
So Dylan started using ZipRecruiter and found his perfect candidate in a few days. ZipRecruiter's powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free.
We were very impressed with how quickly we had quality candidates apply through ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter is a powerful tool in our hiring process.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage, $75 per month level rate for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110 per month, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rate guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call today for a quote at 1-800-569-5440. That's 1-800-569-5440. You're probably paying more than you should. Call Term Busters, 1-800-569-5440, or visit our website at termbusters.net. Remember, 1-800-569-5440. Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting. Exam required to qualify.
Talk Radio 102.3 FM, the Talk Monster.
This ain't a song for the broken-hearted.
Thank you. Thank you for staying with me here on Cindy's Choice. Going to jump back in. I had a little time to process and think during the break, and I thought of a very exciting sports moment that I got to have, and I'm eager to share this. It was so exciting because I lived in Houston for 7 years before I came back to Chattanooga, and I went to the Shell Houston Open every single year, every single day. I love golf, but again, I love to play, but we all know how discouraging and hard golf can be. But you only need to make 1 or 2 good shots, and that's what you remember when you leave there, so you keep going back. But oh my goodness, watching the pros was so inspiring, and a lot of it was because they are the best of the best of the best. And to be, standing there at the green and watching a pro like that, someone at the top of the leaderboard miss a short putt, you're like, oh my gosh. And then all of a sudden you felt a little better, like, this is a hard game because you've watched them, hit these masterful shots. But oh my goodness, I think it was about 5 years ago. I think it was 2015, spring of 2015 at the Shell Open. It's the last one I got to go to. You're wandering from green to green, watching different players and so forth. And we'd wandered off to a hole, and there wasn't a large crowd there. There was maybe a dozen of us, literally, but they weren't quite to the green yet. And I believe the player was, I want to say Rose. I think Justin Rose. I haven't kept up. Thank you, Cowboy, because I haven't kept up in a long time. But so we're standing probably 30 feet behind him. Now imagine you're standing on a cart path and you're looking straight up the cart path. So you're looking up the cart path, and there's a little bridge, and there's a gully under the bridge. Well, the ball had went directly to the right of the bridge in that deep gully with that bridge right there to the left. Okay, keep looking up the cart path. Guess where the green is? It's on the left side of the cart path. And he's got to get that little ball that's down there in that ditch, buried kind of behind the bridge, over to that green over there on the left side. And so, it's we're standing behind him going, this will be interesting. He can't even, he's got to wedge himself kind of in between the bridge. It was craziness. But it was so exciting because we're all standing there kind of casually watching, honestly, not expecting him to be anywhere. We're just kind of curious, where will the ball end up? It was absolutely amazing to watch this shot do this like curve thing and circle all the way around and drop just inches from the hole. But what was so exciting is we were standing so close to him and there weren't many of us around. He turned around in such excitement and jumped and like yelled at us. He goes, "Did y'all see that?" He was so excited. He didn't expect that ball to get on that green and be a few inches from the hole either. And to be a part of that is so exciting, to watch these people, that caliber of a player, and see that they're real people. He was just as doubtful as we were, but oh, how exciting that was, and how much I miss that kind of activity. And again, that's a lot why I love the Outside with Cindy show. It's my heart and my passion to encourage people to get out and be a part of things and connect and get that fresh air and be inspired. I just love that. And it makes me think about, wow, I'm building a pretty great team. And that's a lot of my story. I share my story on here, guys, it's taken a lot. This has been a 20-year vision of mine with Cindy's Choice, but I share on here often is, there's a lot that had to be undone and redone in me personally before I could get where I'm getting professionally. But and a lot of it is, though, because there is purpose behind it. My challenges, me overcoming what I've overcome, has just made me very passionate about helping others and kind of lifting those limits off and wanting me to help other people believe you can do so much more than you realize. And I understand why I have not got this far before. And a lot of it is because I've always been really brave. I've always been willing to take risks. I just have more wisdom behind my risk taking now. But I've never been scared for myself. But when I would get to a point where it was time to add more people, and this is a tricky, I'm not the only one here. This is why like 40% of businesses are profitable, 30% break even, and 30% are losing money. Getting past that break even, losing money, but that's tough because that takes capital. You have to be able to invest in employees, and that's risky. What if those employees do not deliver, especially when it comes to marketing? What if they're out cultivating relationships on your behalf, but they're out there networking for a job with more pay, and they take all those relationships with them, and you're barely out the gate and you're back at zero? There's just so many factors that come involved. And when I'd gotten this far before, that's where it got really scary. And, I felt that responsibility of, taking risk with other people involved. And I often talk about, I don't divide personal and professional. I don't see how we can do that. If someone comes to work for me as a professional, any decisions we make, whatever happens with the business, it can get very personal for them. It can affect them personally and their families. It's very personal going to work with someone. And I take it very, very seriously. And so I'm attracting a really awesome team, and I got to hang out with a couple of them today. My newest community liaison, Miss Erica Pugh, we did some venturing and visiting out in the Dalton Chatsworth area. Hello, Dalton Chatsworth. We had a great time out there today, being hosted by Eric Hefner. Thank you, Eric Hefner. Go see Eric. Eric he's part of our Cindy's Choice Agent Exchange. He's a car sales agent over there he's at the Nissan dealership of, I think it's Nissan of Dalton. He's over there. Go see him, because if he's on our exchange, you can trust that he has the customer's best interests in mind. And he took us out today and did some introducing and showing us around, and we had a great time meeting some of the folks that he trusts and that he works with, and just learning a little bit more about the Dalton area. And we can't wait to go back. Erica will definitely be making regular visits out there. And we just want to give another shout out and thank you, Eric, for showing us around. But, I got emotional a couple of times today because, when I got to this point before and I was starting to include more people, because our exchange, they're part of our team. It's an exchange. We endorse them and support them, but they are also here to help us support small businesses while we're serving the community. And we have some really incredible, awesome things coming up. And so it's, I'm hanging out with these people, and they're only a Cindy's Choice because they have a story. I share my story often. Well, they have a story. But like me, they've come out of, they're not trying to be popular. They're trying to be purposeful. And y'all know the reputation that comes with car dealerships, and the stereotypes are true to a great degree. But that's what you want to know is, who can you trust? Well, that's our agents. We want to make sure that these are people that really are looking out for your best interest. But like with Eric, it goes beyond that. He really cares. If he can't help you, he'll get you in a car. Even if it doesn't benefit him directly, he'll make sure you get wheels under you and that you're not taken advantage of. And we need more people like that. And that's my Erica, our new Erica. She just has a heart to serve and a heart to help. And I call us empowered empaths. And that's what we need to find. We need to find more people that care and empower them to be able to get out and serve their purpose. Y'all hear me, I close the show with lead with love. And that's how I'm telling Erica, that's your job, is to go out there and connect in the community, get out there and cultivate relationships, go love people for real. And she's like, I get to do that for a living? I said, yeah, that's your job. It's our job to get out there and value relationships in our technology-centric world. We're losing that. It frustrates me that we call social media connections relationships. You guys, that's not a relationship. No, please don't get confused. You need real eye-to-eye contact, face-to-face relationships. And even before COVID, I know we're required to do some, I hate to call it social distancing, but some people distancing right now. But it's only that much more reason to focus more on staying connected. Y'all, it's a terrible thing. I know about isolation. That's why suicide rates are up. That's why our homeless population is up. When people are that lost, that alone, and that kind of pain, where do they have to turn but to drugs and alcohol? I get it. Thank you, God, that I did not fall into that trap. It's, and it was a choice. I did not want to numb the pain. I chose to lean into the pain and gain from it. But you know what? I understand. I get it. I get why it's too hard of a burden to carry. If I didn't understand, there was purpose in it, there was purpose in it for me, but purpose in it that's greater than me, then I wouldn't have made it through. I can tell you without a doubt, I would not have made it through. So I get it. But hey, we're up on the next break already. You got to stay with me, though, for more insights from Cindy on Cindy's Choice.
Local, regional, national, and international news. Reaction from host and you. Chattanooga's information and conversation destination. Talk Radio 102.3.
It's Cindy's choice to be brave and make a difference. Literally networking my way off homelessness on the streets to build the strongest network of my life has equipped me to do the same for others. And that's my mission. Tune in Fridays at 7 p.m. for Cindy's Choice and Saturdays at 7 a.m. for Outside with Cindy, broadcasting live so you can join the conversation for a real community connection. Find out more at cindyschoice.com.
Hello, this is Tommy Taylor with Thomas Taylor CPA, a CPA here in Chattanooga on Heritage Business Court. We work with small businesses, helping them with their tax concerns, their bookkeeping, helping them understand their business and how to make their business better, working with their cash flow. I also work with individuals, whether they're large or small. We love helping them achieve the dreams and goals that they have. You could reach us at our website at www.thomastaylorcpa.com.
Ryan Joyce here with the Insiders, Jay Kinnemer, Brent Burks. Jay, you handle a lot of auto wrecks. There's a lot of factors that can play into some of these cases you work on. What plays the biggest role in auto accidents? What's the one thing that drivers need to focus the most on?
Mainly liability at first. Everybody that's involved in one of these tragic occurrences, one of the first things they think about is they want to have their property damage resolved quickly. Certainly, if the injuries are to the extent that warrants pursuing a personal injury claim, then certainly liability is an issue. That's the number one thing. You want to make sure that you preserve evidence. Call us early so we can preserve evidence. It is imperative not to wait, because a lot of times it's much more difficult to pick up something on the back end and try to put the pieces back together.
Brent, if our listeners want to reach out to you, where do they find you? How do they call you? Where do they find you on the web?
It's easy, 423-265-1100, or they can find us at mcmahonlawfirm.com.
It may not be stomach issues.
For me, it's intense gas, or pain, or diarrhea, sometimes all at once, over and over.
I spent years with the symptoms, but could never figure it out.
No matter what I did, they never went away. So I decided to break it down for my doctor and get really specific about my symptoms.
We discovered that exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, may be the reason for my stomach issues.
EPI is caused by my pancreas. It leads to diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools. The symptoms just don't go away.
But EPI can show up with even one symptom.
The good news? EPI is manageable.
But to get to the right diagnosis, you have to break it down for your doctor and get specific about the severity of your symptoms.
Visit identifyepi.com to learn more and use the symptom checker to help change the conversation with your doctor. Brought to you by AbbVie.
They had snuck in the night and committed these murders. Nobody had a clue about who or a why.
You got 8 people dead, and things like that don't usually happen in a small town. I mean, they don't usually happen anywhere, and it was just a real shock.
4+ years after these murders, and they couldn't have written a more sinister story than what's playing out in Pike County, Ohio right now.
Listen to the Piketon Massacre wherever you get your podcasts.
If you're in debt to the IRS, there's good news. Optima Tax Relief can help you resolve your tax debt right from the safety of your own home. Optima's award-winning team works with you online and over the phone, so you don't have to leave the comfort of your home to put your tax problems to rest. Optima's A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau and standing by, ready to help you today. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-386-9945. 800-386-9945.
Optima Tax Relief.
For details, visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Talk Radio 102.3.
Thank you. Thank you for staying with me here. Get ready for some insights from Cindy here on Cindy's Choice. And again, I just kind of process this as we go. I'm processing here in real time with you. This is real talk in real time. And I'm sitting here thinking during the break, and I did kind of mention a little bit about my story. And I'm like, my story. I don't want to share my story. I do not want to talk about me. And y'all don't realize what it's taken for me to get here and get comfortable to be that vulnerable. And, I don't want you. I've worked so hard to transform. This is about transformation. I have worked so hard to become who I was actually meant to be before all that damage was done in the beginning that took me off on a confusing, dysfunctional path. But I'm like who I was meant to be. And it's incredible. It's awesome. But when I go to sharing my story, I feel like, oh my goodness, I'm going to lose all credibility and folks are going to identify me with that old damaged self. But, you know, it's been incredible that how many people have encouraged me and inspired me and they pushed me to, Cindy, people need to hear your story. And I really just did it out of like, yeah, you're right. Okay. But now that I share my story and I attract more people like Erica and Eric that have their own story, and I see their passion and how inspiring they are to others and the good that they're out there doing because they were able to overcome, because they were triumphant over their demons, I'm like, oh my goodness, we need more of that. And, you know, people are like, you know, yeah, Cindy, that's what we've been trying to tell you. I was more comfortable. You know, I want to talk about other people. That's why I have a business to promote and endorse other people. I want to support small businesses while we serve the community. That's a win-win-win-win. We're all involved in this. But I realize now, guess what? The more I share my story, the more I attract people who have stories and are empowered and passionate to get out and serve others. And I'm going to get it out there. And it is a story of transformation. And, you know, I share on here, you got to keep tuning in. Like it's like peeling an onion. It all comes off in layers. And a lot of it gets repeated because, you know, there's always new listeners. And again, it's all off the cuff for me. It's all what's relevant at the time. But, you know, Erica Pugh is really encouraging me or inspiring me because she's young and she has a story. And the wisdom of this young girl and the path that she's on so inspires me because when I was her age, I wasn't even close yet. And, you know, and I'll just tell you, you know, things didn't happen to me till I got saved. I got introduced to Jesus. I was in my late 30s, you guys. I was in my late 30s. And that's when I first got a clue of why I was repeating these constant cycles of defeat. And it was, you know, that's insanity. And I was literally going crazy. And something had to change. And thank goodness I picked up the right book and got introduced to Jesus and then obediently went to church. I didn't want to go to church. I was carrying so much shame, so much guilt. I felt stupid. I didn't understand Bible knowledge, you know, but I went obediently because I was getting to know Jesus. And when I realized Jesus loves the church and he wants me at church, I went to church. And I just decided, I made a decision, I made a choice to believe. And, you know, maybe I don't remember it being a desperate choice. I remember it because, you know, I was at my wit's end. I was not in a good place, but I remember it more being an aha moment, like, oh, this is what I've been missing. And y'all, I'm very, you know, and I'm not, but there's a lot of Christians that get upset if you don't give God all the credit and you're not, you know, putting Jesus in the forefront. And that I'm not comfortable with that because of my own personal experience. I know people that don't understand Christianity and don't know Jesus. I understand how foreign and wacky it all seems. So I'm very sensitive to that. I don't talk about that a whole lot. And, you know, my pastor, I'm still a member of Lakewood Church. I can't let go of that membership. That's Pastor Joel Osteen. And he gets so much criticism for his ministry. And they, you know, he's like the fluff ministry. People say, oh, he's not a preacher. He's a motivational speaker or something like that. I got to tell you, people like me who are out there lost and just in the spiraling downhill funnel, you know, just really going down fast, then that kind of preaching, you need milk. You need to be eased in to Christianity. And Christianity is very simple. I mean, we're put here. We're put here for relationship with God and relationship with each other. But there is eternal life. And it all sounds crazy until you make a decision. And literally, when I made the decision, it was like, all right, God, I'm going to try this Christian thing. And you know me, if I'm going to do something, I'm all in. And I just made the decision. And when you open yourself up to the Holy Spirit, then the Holy Spirit opens up to you. And it's pretty incredible. But I don't. It's not that I'm hiding Jesus or hiding my Christianity. I get it. I understand. I'm sensitive to that because I was scared of it. I was terrified of Christianity. It was so foreign. It just sounded like craziness. I remember growing up on Jacksonville Beach, and there was a house that's where all the Jesus freaks lived. And, I had very vague little impressions of what Christianity was. We were told we were Baptist, but we never went to church. And, I was abused and molested and put out on my own at a very early age, exploited. And it was like there was no kind of real introduction to authentic Christianity. And that's what turned it around for me. And my life completely pivoted. Of course, I see Erica and I see her getting at her age, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I didn't even get an understanding. So it was a longer process. I'd been almost 40 years at, being conditioned wrong, and having that conditioning just, work its way deeper and deeper and deeper into my soul. So there was a lot to be undone in me to get to where I am now. But let me tell you something. I don't care what age you are. It is worth it. I can't imagine where I'd be right now. I am telling you, it is disastrous. I really, like I said, with the battles with depression and the isolation and being surrounded environments with toxic people that just want to suck you dry, I really, really believe I would have eventually turned to drugs or made some bad decisions or even possibly taken my life. I get that. I understand that. And I used to judge people like that. I was like, how in the world? That's so weak. How could someone do that? And I judged women that were abused, like in domestic violence. Oh, not anymore. No, I understand the trap and how you're groomed and how they strategically isolate you in order to, trap you and groom you. I've had to escape situations like that. Went homeless in inner city Houston, Texas, for goodness sakes, to get away from my second marriage. It was, it's bad stuff. And so no wonder, why do I want to share that stuff? I'm doing something wonderful with Cindy's Choice. I attract way better now, but it took a lot to distance myself from that. And the more I share that story, oh my goodness, the more people that are like, thank you. I needed to hear that. They need to see that you can break through. You can do better. You can have this no limits kind of perspective and no limits on God. And I'm telling you, I haven't, there's just no way. I've never gotten this far before. And it till now, I'm starting to build a team and get some really solid support. There's no way I could have done this without the path that I chose to seek God. And it's turned my life around, and it's total transformation. And that's what we want to encourage here. And I'm going to stay brave. It's Cindy's choice to be brave and make a difference. And I'm going to stay vulnerable, and I'm going to keep sharing authentically, just right from my heart, what is relevant and what is real in that moment. And I just want to encourage you. And I thank you, Lord, I thank you that you keep encouraging me, and the community is catching on, and they're understanding what we're about. And that's the beauty of that, because I talk about my team. The team is community liaisons. The team is our exchange members, and the team are Chadvocates. You can go to the website and actually become a Chadvocate. So like we're planning some events be here very soon. Thank you to Yogi's Primo Promo. They do the, you get your hats and your printed clothing and your gizmos and stuff like that. Thank you, April Center over there at Yogi's. They loaded us up with donations, with hats and sweatpants and shirts. They loaded us up, and we've got sheets and towels from the Holiday Inn Express over there in Eastridge. And they gave us also little mini shampoos and conditioners and like little lotions. Toiletries are a big item. We're loading up on supplies, and we're going to take donations to get food together, and we're going to go out and personally love some of the folks, because that population is growing. That homeless population is growing. I'm running up on, I think I run past the break time. We got to go, but not gone. Stay with me. Stay with me. More insights with Cindy.
overwhelmed with information overload. We help you make sense of the news and give you a chance to respond. All opinions welcome. 102.3 WGOW FM.
Are you looking for a home inspector? Are you looking to sell your house this year? My name is Desmond Thornton. I'm with Thornton Home Inspections. Visit us online at thorntonhomeinspections.net. We actually can help you get your home sold. Also, we have additional services such as radon testing, mold testing, indoor air quality testing, termite, asbestos testing, lead paint, and others. If you're needing any services like this, feel free to reach out to us at thorntonhomeinspections.net. If there's a service that we can perform for you, contact us at thorntonhomeinspections.net.
What makes you smile? Family, friends, Chattanooga's beautiful outdoors? Hello, this is Dr. Tom Pop with Team Pop Dental. We believe smiling makes you feel better, and we want to help you get your best smile. Our offices in Hickson and East Brainerd provide pediatric dentistry and orthodontics for children, teens, and adults. We are one of the most experienced Invisalign providers in the area. Visit teampopdental.com, schedule an appointment, and let us help you smile.
Hello, this is Tommy Taylor with Thomas Taylor CPA, a CPA here in Chattanooga on Heritage Business Court. We work with small businesses, helping them with their tax concerns, their bookkeeping, helping them understand their business and how to make their business better, working with their cash flow. I also work with individuals, whether they're large or small. We love helping them achieve the dreams and goals that they have. You can reach us at our website at www.thomastaylorcpa.com.
Listen up, y'all. Ben Phillips, Home Rate Mortgage, 805-9100. I just drilled on a local dentist finances. Gave him $50,000 for home improvements. Gave him $50,000 for high-interest credit card debt. Folks, we saved him $800 per month. 805-9100, HomeRateMortgage.com.
Life moves, and we move with it until back, neck, or shoulder pain hits, which brings us to a stop. That's why there's the Joint Chiropractic. At the Joint Chiropractic, we offer quality chiropractic care that's both convenient and affordable. You never need an appointment or insurance, and we're open evenings and weekends. Visit today and keep your life moving with a $29 new patient special, including exam, consultation, and adjustment. Located in Hickson and Chattanooga's North Shore. Visit thejoint.com for details.
Cindy here to tell you, when I need help with my vehicles, East Ridge Fast Lube is my auto repair shop. From minor fixes to complete system overhauls, they do it all. Find them near the tunnel on Ringgold Road or at eastridgefastlube.com.
Are you looking for a home inspector? Are you looking to sell your house this year? My name is Desmond Thornton. I'm with Thornton Home Inspections. Visit us online at thorntonhomeinspections.net. We actually can help you get your home sold. Also, we have additional services such as radon testing, mold testing, indoor air quality testing, termite, asbestos testing, lead paint, and others. If you're needing any services like this, feel free to reach out to us at thorntonhomeinspections.net. If there's a service that we can perform for you, contact us at thorntonhomeinspections.net.
They had snuck in the night and committed these murders. Nobody had a clue about who or why.
You got 8 people dead, and things like that don't usually happen in a small town. I mean, they don't usually happen anywhere, and it was just a real shock.
4+ years after these murders, and they couldn't have written a more sinister story than what's playing out in Pike County, Ohio right now.
Listen to the Piketon Massacre wherever you get your podcasts.
Hiring is challenging. Just ask Dylan Miskowitz, the COO of Cafe Altura.
We needed a director of coffee in order to move our products forward. It felt like we were looking for a needle in a haystack.
Dylan started using ZipRecruiter and found his perfect candidate in a few days.
We were very impressed with how quickly we had quality candidates apply through ZipRecruiter.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/search. That's ZipRecruiter.com/search.
Talk Radio 102.3. The Cindy's Choice Show is sponsored by Cindy's Choice Ensemble of Experts.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for staying with me here as we get some more insights from Cindy here on Cindy's Choice. You know, I want to spotlight a few of my clients because I talk about these exchanges and this team that's supporting small businesses while we serve the community. And again, these, you know, I don't just say, hey, who wants to be promoted on radio? You know, I go on TV as well, and we're out there in the community. We're not just building a business. We're not just building a platform. We're building a brand, a trusted source. So you guys, I have to really cultivate relationships and get out there and find out who really does care. You know, and for business owners, mostly it is people that care quite a lot of times. We don't know that because they're not self-promoters. They're operational, and they are just, that's all they can do is, you know, keep up with the business, keep people employed, keep the product flowing, you know, make payday every Friday. And they do care. They're building something. It's not just about them. They're employing people, but it's hard for them to get out and get involved. They're not joiners. They're not going to go join organizations and sit on boards and stuff. They don't have time for that, but it doesn't mean they don't care. And we take that off their plate for them. We take care of the relational side. But if we're going to get out there and represent them, then they have to be authentic. And so we really put the time in, and I'm so proud to have Thomas Taylor, CPA, on board with us. You know, Tommy isn't just a very experienced, very good CPA, and they offer accounting service as well. He really cares about small businesses. He advises and counsels and has great input and thoroughly enjoys. You think about in that role, an accountant, you get plenty of exposure to a lot of businesses and the challenges and so forth. And he's more than a CPA, and he genuinely does care. And you can find a link to him at cindyschoice.com. And you guys, I am super honored and so excited that Rick Worley & Son, Inc. is coming on board with Cindy's Choice. And we'll be sharing a lot more about that soon. Just super thrilled that someone that's contributed so much to the community, employs a lot of people. And he was watching. He said, Cindy, I've been watching you. And I like brand identification. I like what you're doing. And that's a lot what we're getting is we're taking that time to get to know each other and watching and knowing who fits with what we're doing. The Joint Chiropractic. Oh my goodness. You know, the Joint is a great concept. I was sold on that. I was a member before I got to Chattanooga. But that's not the reason there is Cindy's Choice. Tim Vitullo is a reason there's Cindy's Choice. He's a pharmacist by trade, but he was a member of the Joint, and he wanted to offer preventative health care, affordable preventative health care. So he made a huge change and came back to he's originally from here, originally from Signal Mountain, came back to Chattanooga and brought us the Joint. And now the third location is going to Cleveland. Hello, Cleveland. You're on our radar. Cindy's Choice will be out there navigating the Cleveland area very soon. So be ready. But I mean, they've opened up in Hickson. They've opened up on the North Shore, and now they're going to Cleveland, and there's more locations to follow. So you can be a member and go to any location. Quick shout out, Cancer Photography, Brad Kanzler. Oh my goodness. He's a very revered portrait artist in our area. And right now, I think we're appreciating family more than ever. You know, this family time is a good time while your family's together to really, you know, get something tangible to hold on to the memories and the moments. These times get by so fast. But it's not just because Brad is so talented and such an artist at what he does and so creative. He really cares. He contributes to the community in so many ways. And he told me, he said, Cindy, people were immediately asking about, are you getting a return with Cindy's Choice? He goes, yeah, I'm getting a return. Cindy invests in the community. That's my return. I'm like, you're awesome. That's what we have. That's what, when you go to Cindy's Choice, that's the types of businesses that you find there. Quick shout out. We're loving working with Blue Potato Media, Michael Whitlock. We're about to do some very creative projects with him. Quick shout out to Dr. Pop. You guys, a couple of years ago, my teeth were a mess, and I'm almost 2 years in on my Invisalign process. I thought I was going to have major dental work done, and it's just been a wonderful experience. Dr. Pop supports our Outside with Cindy platform. So, you know, you're being a part of supporting small businesses and serving our community when you go to cindyschoice.com and you utilize these services. And there's more there, and there's more in process. And you can be a part of contributing and serving the community by using these businesses. So, just check them out. Like my page. I haven't done a lot there, just kind of organically getting likes on the page. We're not really, I'm not techie. I'm not socially. I want to build real relationships first. Then we'll amplify with those things. Everyone thinks, oh, get on Facebook. You can build a business. No, go cultivate real relationships. That's how you build a business. Keep it authentic. But so please go like the Cindy's Choice page. I listen to my shows Wednesdays, Fridays, right after Sport Talk, live 7 to 8 p.m. and Saturday mornings at 7 to 8 a.m. as well. And I want to remind you, get out there and lead with love. That's our mission. We're out there to love you. I love you. Lead with love. And, be safe out there, but be brave. It's Cindy's choice to be brave and make a difference. I want to encourage you to be brave. And remember, you are not born a winner, but you are not born a loser. You are born a chooser. So get out there and make good choices.